Hey y'all, it's Mr. Mall here again. So our third and final video is going to be on population pyramids and the demographic transition. So we're going to take a look at our population graphs and try to analyze and diagnose these. So let's first remember what a population pyramid is showing us. So down at the bottom we're seeing the young people of the population, the news, the babies, so 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14. On the left is males, on the right is females. So we're seeing the age differences as we go up. And every population is going to see a decrease at the top just due to natural causes of death, just old age. But these population pyramids can show us a lot about the countries. They can show us the life expectancy, the birth rates, the death rates, maybe any societal or political impacts that have happened. So we're going to take a look at three right now. So we have Kenya, United States, and Italy. All three are showing very different things. On the left, we see Kenya, which is a developing country, least developed country is the new politically correct term. So we're seeing a very wide base, and then it gets narrower as it goes up because people aren't living as long, and unfortunately, people are passing away due to dirty water, not a lot of food, no space. So what's happening is they're having a lot of babies, and then each group is getting smaller and smaller. Remember, in countries like this, it's good to have large families because that means it's free labor. That's one of the big things. The United States went through this. Every country goes through these stages. So what we're seeing is a lot of births, and then unfortunately a lot of deaths as they go higher, and we're not seeing a lot of people live to the old age that we expect. As we switch to the United States, one of the big differences is we are seeing a lot of people live older, and that's due to medicine and money and cleanliness, water, food. And what we're seeing is we don't have as wide of a base because we're not having as many kids. In Kenya, they might be having 6, 7, 8 kids. United States, we're staying around 2 or 3 kids per family. So we're not seeing this huge growth down at the bottom. But what we do see is we see United States, our bars are pretty even. They're not exactly the same, but they're pretty even. So we're not seeing this massive narrowing as we get older. And that's because we have medicines to keep people alive. We have the clean water. We have the food to keep people alive. Kenya, unfortunately, doesn't. Italy, on the right, is actually decreasing population. And there's one thing that gives it away. If you look right here, it's getting narrower at the bottom. So what we're seeing is they're having less births. So what's happening is naturally people are passing away, but they're not replacing those deaths with births. They're replacing some, not all. So we're seeing a decrease in the population. So when we look at this, these are called demographic transitions. Remember, demographic means population, transition just means change. So it's the natural progression of populations over time. So stage one, we're lucky to say, is there's no country in this anymore, but very high death rate, high birth rate, low life expectancy. So these were the countries, like United States when 1700s. A lot of people being born, but they're not living very long. Stage two, medium death rate, getting a little bit better. It's kind of like Kenya. So, Kenya would be stage two. High birth rate, low life expectancy, but it's getting better. Stage three, low death rate, lowering birth rate, higher life expectancy. And then stage four, low death rate, low birth rate, high life expectancy. United States right now is stage four. So this is showing a lot. So don't get too crazy right here, but let's look at one thing at a time. So here's stage one, stage two, stage three, stage four. So what we see is in stage one, birth and death rates are both really high. Green is birth rate, red is death rate. So what we see is birth rates stay high through stage two, and then stage three start to decrease. Because remember, these are the countries that are farming countries, agricultural countries that need the labor. I mean, if you have 8 kids, there's 8 free laborers. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Death rate, we see that death rate's high because of lack of medicine, lack of clean water, lack of space, food. And then what we start to see is countries start to develop medicines, have more food, have cleaner water, so the death rate decreases. So this area right here, that's what's called the natural increase. That's where populations really grow, and you can see this black line really starts to take off there. That's population. So we start to see in this area, populations really start to grow. So if we look down here, stage 1, high fluctuating. So remember, high birth rate, high death rate. Stage 2, early expanding. So expanding is getting bigger, so the population is growing because we have a high birth rate and a lowering death rate. Stage 3 is late expanding, so we're still getting bigger. The birth rate's decreasing though. The death rate is still pretty low. Stage 4, low fluctuating, so it's about staying even. If we look at the population total, it's about staying still. Stage 5, not a lot of countries have hit stage 5, so we really don't know what it's going to look like. And if you look down here at the bottom, it shows the type of pyramids that would be there. So finally, what we see is what you want to be able to do is diagnose the population pyramids, these, as to what's going on. So be able to tell me that Kenya is developing because it's got a high birth rate, things like that. And then place countries into the demographic transition model, this, based on descriptions. We did this in class. I know you guys all can do it. So go back, rewind. This was a quick video, but go back and especially look at this graph and the population pyramids to be able to try to diagnose them. So that's about it, guys. Good luck.